Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, to wherever you may be in the world. This is Northwest UFO Chasers Radio Broadcast, Part 2. This is a complete interview with author Gregory M. Voles. I want to pick up where I left off last time about the modification of my DNA by a Nordic alien intelligence. Now, the reason that this Nordic alien intelligence modified my DNA switch sets, chromosomal switch sets, was so that I could communicate with them telepathically. And what they have indicated to me is several things. They exist within the fifth dimension. They move from our third dimensional reality by going into the fourth dimension, which is time itself. So all of the time displacement, in other words, when they transition from one location to another, they move through the fourth. But these beings exist within the fifth dimension of reality and are ethereal in nature. Now, I want to make sure and get out, and I'll be jumping around a little bit, so I apologize for that. But recently, there were captured sightings and video of an extremely fantastic nature at the ESETI Ranch underneath Mount Adams on James Gilliland's property. And these same Nordic alien intelligence, as I refer to them, are the beings that you see in these translucent bubbles. And there is a correlation between the mythologies that exist about flying carpets, Aladdin and his magic lamp. This is what our ancient ancestors saw, reported, and wrote down, but they misinterpreted who and what they are. Now, what they have also indicated to me is that there is a massive amount of vortex locations, which a vortex is a hole within our atmosphere that this translucent orb can travel through. And it was just pointed out to me that there is a place called Hesdalen, and they are also seeing translucent orbs. And what I want to indicate to everybody, it is by no coincidence that we are seeing these translucent orbs more frequently and capturing them on video over mountain ranges. They have been captured, these UFOs, as they state, unidentified flying objects. And of course, they're not unidentified flying objects to me, because I know of these beings. But let me stop and also say, there is an incredible amount of benevolent alien intelligence in the universe, as well as malevolent alien intelligence in the universe. In other words, There's still good and there's still evil. And the malevolents do have a nefarious nature, and they do manipulate thought transmissions. They project thought transmissions, and they are working in collaboration with our United States government. However, it is extremely important that you just keep the concept of whatever your particular religious beliefs are. In other words, if you believe in Jesus Christ and you're a Christian, call on the name of Jesus Christ. If you're Krishna, Hindu, call on the name of Krishna. If you're Buddhist, call on the name of Buddha. But whatever conceptualization that you have for good, call on that, because here's the reason. In the fifth dimension, manifestation of what you would like to have materializes instantly by thought projection. Now, I know this is extremely complex for some of you to grasp and understand or even believe, but let me explain what they have communicated to me and how they have communicated to me. First of all, I worked on a project 20 years ago, which was called ROTHR, Relocatable Over the Horizon Radar. That project is the predecessor to HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. And you can do more research and look on the Northwest UFO Chasers website and find an excellent video by Jesse Ventura and Conspiracy Theory on the subject of HAARP. And the key there is the extra low frequency transmissions. That is how they are able to communicate with us, but they would need to modify our DNA chromosomal switch sets for us to be able to communicate. Now, let's pick back up on what, why, and how they travel. They travel along this concludes part 2 of the Northwest UFO Chasers radio broadcast. Please stay tuned for part 3 coming soon. And don't forget, please visit nwufochasers.com and watch many of the videos in our extensive video library on the subject of aliens, UFOs, and the paranormal. Good evening, good night, and God bless all of you.